sure if you look out your window, you'll see a lot of commotion, as though we're constantly moving back and forth, consuming as much as humanly possible. And to be honest, that has me concerned about where our planet might be in the next 50 years. That's where the script Isolated came from. I think as filmmakers, we have a subjective duty to tell stories that matter and stories that evoke change. And so that's what I'm doing right now, and that's what I'll be doing when I'm 50. And I'm very excited to get this out to the world.
Hi, we got your audition. We were hoping that you would be interested in still being a part of this project. Hey Justin, I'm looking to see if you still wanted to DOP the film Isolated. Hey Drayden, I'm really looking for a key grip for my short film. Eric, I'm on my way to your studio right now. We got to chat about this film coming up.
So we got our crew. There's only one thing left to do. It's time to shoot this thing.
Uber's here.
Uber's here?
Yeah. You ready to do this thing?
Director extraordinaire.
Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
We're just setting up right now for the first shot, which will be the establisher of the cabin. That establisher is going to take us to an interior scene, and that interior scene is going to lead into the fight. So we're kind of setting up lights. We're throwing in some haze. We're trying to make this place look like it is a film set. So we're giving it some atmosphere. And hopefully this turns out as good as we want it to. But we're ready to go. T-Dang's ready to go. Let's make a movie.
Let's do it.
Day, JB.
Locked in all day long, baby.
Do it.
You did a pretty good job there.
Day one was such a fun day. It was made amazing by the crew who really held their own and did their job to a T, and that was really exciting for me. And I think the most exciting part of that day was the fight scene, which was the first thing I had written when it came to Isolated, because I had always wanted to do a fight scene. I knew that it wasn't going to be like something from The Matrix, but I was hoping it could hold its own in regards to it being my first fight scene. And so with that, I knew that we needed to either hire an actor and choreograph with them and hope that they could throw a punch, or we would find a boxer and hope that they could act. And that's how I met Gary.
He posted saying he had a fight scene. And obviously I'm a boxer, do boxing coaching, so I figured why not? I'll give her. So yeah, put my name in the hat, and he said let's give her. So yeah, it was good. Started practicing and that, and feeling comfortable about it.
So we locked in Gary, who has a phenomenal accent to top it off. And so I knew that we had to choreograph this fight still. Even though Gary was a boxer, we had to get it right. So we spent 2 days prepping for that fight at Craft Boxing. Luckily, I had a friend of mine, Eddie, shout out to Eddie, who helped us coordinate that fight. And Gary and I got it down to a science, and we felt like it was almost second nature, even though we had only ran through it twice. It wasn't too intense of a scene, so we were ready to go. And I guess just that. We were ready to fight.
We got this fight scene. We got 2 hours left to get it. So let's get it.
Round 1, fight.
Okay. Ready? Punch. Big one. Action.
Big time.
Might have missed there
Close
too.
A little bit.
Just that uppercut.
Okay, ready.
Push into it.
Yeah.
Ready?
It was so rewarding to see all of these guys jump on board and make it happen and do their due diligence. I'm very proud of all of them, and this film is just as much theirs as it is mine. And so with that being done, we had another day in the woods, which was Justin, the DOP, myself, and my dog. We wanted to keep the crew light so there were no distractions, because obviously she is a dog and not an actor. But I thought that she did super good. She absolutely pulled it off, and I'm very proud of what she accomplished. And so with that being done, we had one more shoot day.
On this particular day, we had a 3-man crew, and if you've ever worked with a 3-man crew, you know how exhausting it can be. However, there are less minds working on the same goal, and that can kind of help to compose the day and give you exactly what you want. When you are the grip, writer, and the actor, you're on a low budget. Getting money invested into your film is the hardest thing in filmmaking, and it really just comes down to pitching the people that will believe in the vision, pitching people that believe in your skill, and they deem the investment as worth it. And pitching your project works best when you have a strategy for the film. If you come in prepared with a game plan, you show them what you've worked on before, then you can quite possibly succeed. And that's the same with set prep, lighting prep, actor preparation. It's all about being ready.
I want that to be seen in the wide, but
Yeah.
like not the best spot to be if we're doing these overs right now. So I'll pull that back, move the C-stand, I'll move the C-stand.
I highly recommend to be a part of a small crew when you start out. This engages you in every activity possible on set, and you are pushed beyond the threshold where you have to learn these specifics so that you can really nail down what you want in your scene. And once you have that figured out, it's time to roll.
So what's your story? How'd you end up here?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. But hell, I guess I'll start. I was in the woods long before I ended up here. It's just me, my dog, and my journal. The only things that kept me sane.
Isolated is a lot of things, but first and foremost, it's a massive stepping stone in my filmmaking journey, and I owe a lot of that to the crew. Having a crew that's passionate and goal-driven is one of the most beneficial things you can do for your productions. When you have people show up every single day with a can-do attitude, it really shines light through the dark challenges, and you seem to just overcome anything that comes your way. And having a great crew is the same as having a great actor. When you have a film idea, when you have a screenplay, you want to cast the best person for that job, and it's no different when it comes to crew. And so moving forward, that is always going to be at the forefront of my mind. Crew first. They are the driving force behind this project succeeding, and you owe it to yourself to cast the right people in all departments. The best advice I can give to someone who wants to get into filmmaking is quite simply this. If you have an idea, if you have a script, if you have a camera, if you have a mic kit, it's 2023. You can go out and you can make something that no one's ever seen, something that is absolutely amazing, but you have to put the time in and you have to climb up that ladder. Suddenly you'll start to see a culmination of all this trial and error pushing you beyond your limits, and that ultimately will stretch you into the filmmaker that you're supposed to be. Like, other than being on vacation with my family and friends, a set, being on a film or a TV show, working on a set is my favorite thing to do. It's my absolute favorite thing to do. And I think if you're playing around with the idea of getting into filmmaking, you owe it to yourself to get on some sets and to try it out. It really is rewarding. It's creative. It's spontaneous. It's adventurous. It's so many things. And within all of that, you make this beautiful piece of art that lives forever. There's a ton of stuff that I would change, and that's always going to happen. We're always growing, we're always learning, so you're going to want to do things differently than the day before. That's humans, that's how we evolve, and that's why we've evolved. But what I was 4 years ago as a filmmaker, if you will, I was nowhere near this, and it is just mind-blowing to me what has been accomplished in the last 4 years. And so I want to push that on to young people, anyone really who is interested in getting into this filmmaking world. It's such a beautiful and rewarding career, and I think that we can all do this together and make something so beautiful that people haven't seen before.